That is the very sad update out of Fresno, California. 10 shot, of them 6 injured and 4 dead after a football watch party yesterday. Again, Northern California, the Fresno area. Unfortunately, going to be switching gears here, everyone. Again, my name is Pilar Arias. I would like to say hello when I normally always say happy Monday, but it's really difficult to have such a happy tune after listening to such a serious news conference there. And you just heard the reward, $5,000 cash from Crime Stoppers for information about those suspects there. So I would like to get some top stories from across the country played for you, and then we will get going to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. He just wrapped up a news conference, and it's very rare that he shows up at the State Department briefing. So again, I'll have that for you in just moments here on News Now. But first, let's get you all caught up with some top stories. Let's kind of switch the mood a little bit, get to some lighter news with some business briefs, and then carry on with some stories from across the country. And by the way, everybody always asks, hey Pilar, like, what are you looking at when you're not looking at us, talking to us? Remember, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 computer monitors all here in front of me, so I've got different places I've got to look, and you can also hear us type from time to time when we're typing up the graphics and the like. So a lot of moving parts here at News Now. Me, Mike, and Christy, we're in charge of the entire stream broadcast that you watch, whether you watch on YouTube or on television. We do the graphics, we do the audio as best we can, we monitor it, and we pull up the different live feeds and we route them and all that sort of stuff. So huge team effort here. I'm not saying the three of us take all the credit for what's done, because, you know, we do have a Fox 10 Phoenix newsroom here where plenty of people help providing us content and letting us know when news breaks. And then also all of our partners across the country, not just Fox owned and operated stations, but other stations as well that provide us live cameras for breaking news situations and the like, especially for the road to 2020 as the election season ramps up. So again, big thank you to all of our partners across the country, worldwide, matter of fact, and big thanks to all of you for watching. I hope you had a fabulous weekend, but Tracy Carrasco is here to get us all caught up with some business briefs.
Put up thousands of Disney Plus accounts for sale. Subscribers were locked out of their own accounts because hackers have cracked their passwords and shared their info online. Tech news site ZDNet reported accounts are being sold in hacker forums for anywhere from $3 to $11. Disney has yet to make a statement. Tech experts recommend creating a unique password if you sign up for the streaming service. The FAA wants more control over aircraft approvals, according to the Wall Street Journal. The agency eyeing changes to its aircraft certification process to give it more oversight in the aftermath of Boeing 737 MAX crisis. FAA Chief Stephen Dixon says the FAA should even be involved as early as the design stages of a new jet. Dixon did not provide a target date for the changes to take effect and doesn't plan to unveil specifics until after the grounded 737 MAX jets are back in the air. And the NFL saying thanks but no thanks to Colin Kaepernick, the former 49ers quarterback, failing to entice any of the teams that attended his private workout after he decided to host his own, blaming the NFL for transparency issues. Before the relocation of the workout, it was reported that 25 teams would send representatives to the event, but about 6 teams ended up being able to make it to the new location. In New York, I'm Tracy Carrasco, Fox Business.
Well, that's interesting to hear about Colin Kaepernick, because I actually heard the Arizona Cardinals were going to be one of those teams, at least having somebody at his workout to see if he might be able to join another NFL team. Feel free to let me know, did you watch any football games this weekend? Who were you rooting for? I know the Cardinals unfortunately lost to the 49ers for the second time this season yesterday, but there were definitely some other good matchups that you could watch, and a lot of the football games are on Fox. So feel free to let me know if you happen to catch any games yesterday. All right, continuing on with our top stories, I actually wanted to bring you back here to the Valley, but I did want to show you the News Now set really quickly here because I did just talk about the operations. So here's a live look from our South Mountain Tower cam. Such a beautiful day out there. This is the time of year when we just get to brag and call our friends in the Midwest and the East Coast where it's snowing and be like, hey, would you like to come down for a visit, spend Thanksgiving in the Valley perhaps? I know yesterday we celebrated my niece's 5th birthday, and we were able to spend her entire party outside in the backyard. It was wonderful. Even my dad was like, oh boy, are you lucky to have a November birthday, because it's fabulous. And she gets round 2 of gifts next month for the holidays, so pretty jealous. But again, I'm going to check our website right now to see what current weather conditions are. It is 77 degrees here in the valley. It's supposed to get up to 84 degrees. And remember, I do always have a reasoning for, showing you the valley, taking you here, taking you there when I've got live pictures. And this time the reason is that's because our very own Anita Roman has this next story about whether or not exercising can actually prevent illness. Talking about cold, flu season, and the like. So let's get the details from her.
Chop it. I'm gonna go from here, and then I want you to rotate with the rotation down. Go back up.
Mesa physical therapist Dr. Courtney Warren strives to keep patients active and healthy, especially during cold and flu season.
Coach me through it.
A lot of the exercises he runs his clients through at Performance and Recovery Lab Physical Therapy do both.
As we're doing that, those exercises helps build the immunity system to make sure we're not getting sick.
But Dr. Warren says there is a fine line when it comes to working out when you're down and out with the flu or a bad cold.
We've stressed it, and we've overdone that stress. Now the cascade happens where the body's like, it's too much, we've gone over the falls, and you can actually get sicker.
First thing is first, Dr. Warren tells his patients to reduce the intensity of exercise.
Instead of going for a long run, reduce that, go for a walk. Get your heart elevated to help get the system primed and working, but don't overdo it. Allow the body to heal itself.
He says to listen to your body because sometimes it's better to just rest.
So if you spend a few days down versus 2 weeks down, that's kind of what happened.
His best advice is to start an exercise regimen ASAP if you haven't already. A hydrated body that is always in motion has less of a chance of getting really sick.
That's not to say that even if you exercise, you're not 100% immune to it. You still have to run the risk of it, of getting sick or picking up a cold or a flu, since that's kind of a natural thing that happens. But we reduce the chances of getting it, and we also reduce the length of time of having that illness by being in shape, hydrated, eating properly, getting our vitamins, those kind of things.
Anita Roman, Fox 10 News.
Oh, Anita, all that top story did was remind me that I need to sign up for a gym membership soon. That is one thing I miss about living in apartments, your access to fitness facilities. My housing subdivision doesn't have any sort of workout gear aside from a big field with some soccer goals and like a little play area for children, which I guess you get a little bit of a workout there. You could also like jog or walk around the neighborhood or a nice bike ride, but I really do miss having some sort of gym facility, so I should probably get that on that ball very, very soon. And I do like to get a head start on kind of the workout time of year. Everybody does it for like a New Year's resolution, wants to get in a better shape, but I kind of like to do it prior to all the holiday feasts we get to enjoy, right? All right, this next top story I have for you is about a very unique funeral procession. Michelle Madaris reports.
Row after row, thousands of cars, all types, classics, muscles, sports cars, all for a final farewell for Alec Ingram.
This is a great thing for this young man and his family.
An outpouring of support from the auto community, from near and far, for 14-year-old Alec Ingram, who lost a long battle with osteosarcoma.
I've got a son, and I just can't imagine how that must feel for the parents, so we all decided to come out and pay our respects and do whatever we can and grant his wish for lots of sports cars.
It is really heartwarming to see the automotive community come together in this way from all across the country, from every state in the United States of America, from Canada, from other countries are coming in to support this child and his family. And we're definitely hoping that this outpouring of love for their child will hopefully bring them some peace on the darkest day of their life.
Organizer Ryan DeClue estimates 9,000 vehicles are participating in the funeral procession. Many followed Ingram's final days, traveling miles to be with him on his final journey.
I've been a car enthusiast for a long time, and to see a young boy who wanted his last dream to be, just this, it kind of hit home to me.
It couldn't get much better. I mean, all these beautiful cars, different types, different makes, all different years, new ones, old ones. It's just fantastic.
A final farewell fit for the teen who loved cars. In Eureka, Michelle Madaris, Fox 2 News.
All right, everybody, there's currently 413 of you News Nowers watching. Thanks so much for all your conversation, your engagement on the YouTube chat. I like to chat it up with you all as well. How many of you live in Florida or have been to a Florida beach lately? Have you ever discovered anything kind of unique while you were there? Turns out there was a duffel bag, I'm being told, that washed ashore on a Florida beach that had something maybe you would, probably you wouldn't though, expect in it.
Who knows what will wash ashore at the beach?
Friday night.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
12, 13, 15 kilos, I think.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of cocaine washed ashore at a beach in Flagler County.
It should be somewhere in the neighborhood of between $500,000, $600,000.
You're looking at body cam video taken moments after deputies found it. They say they got a call from an anonymous person Friday night that a duffel bag containing 15 kilos of cocaine washed up on the beach near Surfview Drive in Palm Coast.
The packaging had barnacles on it, so for that to happen, it's been out there for a while. There's no telling whether or not it's been out there for months or if it's been out there for a year.
The sheriff says he's happy someone reported the bag to deputies. People we spoke to here on the beach say the same thing.
I think that's the right thing to do. At least gives them a heads up and at what else could be out there and maybe point them in the right direction.
Who could have found it? You know, if a kid found it, or, you know, I mean, what would you do, you know?
The deputy we spoke with says this isn't the first time this has happened in the county.
It's happened to us in Flagler before. Typically when we get some sort of rough weather or northeasterly winds like we're having now and the ocean kicks up. Anything that's lost at sea sometimes gets washed up due to the weather.
All right, everyone, we are all about live and breaking news here at Fox News Now. I did want to show you this live news conference happening in Los Angeles. A California alleged victim of child sex abuse by Jeffrey Epstein filing a lawsuit against the estate and speaking out at a press conference with her attorney, Gloria Allred. I am recording on that. You are not missing a thing. I'll have it for you in just moments here on News Now. But I got two more top stories for you. This next one, actually, I'm just noticing the video might not be that great of quality. So I will try to get that for you because that's car-related news in terms of Ford releasing its first all-electric Mustang. Definitely some cool news there, but we'll get that sad update out of Fresno, California in regards to the shooting, just because we just had the press conference moments ago and just want to get everybody up to speed with exactly what happened there. So this is going to be the final top story, and then we will go to Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's news conference, and then we will join this Gloria Allred news conference from the beginning, not like mid. That way you all know what's going on. Hey, this is News Now. Please like, share, subscribe. Let your friends, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors, everybody you know about us. It's kind of a much more serious News Monday here at News Now, not so much the happy and the lighter news, but when and if we do get those stories, we'll bring them to you here as well.
Ambulances and police cars fled a residential street in Fresno, responding to gunfire at a football viewing party. Some 36 people were in the backyard watching the LA Rams and Chicago Bears game Sunday evening when the shooter snuck in and began firing.
This was a mass casualty shooting. There's no doubt about it.
3 victims died at the scene, all Asian men between the ages of 25 and 35. At least 7 other Asian men were shot. Many taken to Community Regional Medical Center. Most of the injuries are minor and non-life-threatening.
Thank God that no kids were hurt, because there were several kids and females that were in attendance at this party.
The entire incident took place outside. Police quickly began going door to door, looking for more information and any surveillance video. They are investigating the possibility of a second shooter.
We're going to exhaust every investigative lead we can to find out who did this, why they did this, and bring those folks to justice.
One of the biggest questions is why this group of family members and their friends.
It's very likely that it was targeted. We just don't know why. Because somebody picked that house and came up and shot several times on the back side of it. It looks like there was a target. We just don't know what the reason for the targeting was.
Fresno police say they have no history of calls for service at this particular home. In Denver, Alicia Acuna, Fox News.